grow yourself daily. Daily. Well, really moment by moment, but as you grow yourself daily, you want to take account of it, like really measure it and collect the data. So that's what we'll be talking about today on Mental Health Monday. How do you collect all the things you learn so you can grow yourself daily? And really, why is that important? Why is it important to grow daily? I'll tell you. But first, I am Kene Corder, National Certified Counselor, also known as Billionaire Therapist. Now, there's so many things I've learned, and we're going to talk specifically about September. I am the type of person that I thrive off of growing daily. But in growing daily, that means that every moment of every day, I am looking for the opportunity to get more clarity on becoming my true authentic self. Now, I have this idea of who I am. And if I'm not showing up that way, then I want to tweak and tweak and tweak along the path so that every single day I'm showing up more and more like myself. Does that make sense? Tell me about what you're thinking about. Now, chances are you've been performing or going about life as your imposter. And sometimes when we're performing or we're being a character, we're doing what other people want us to do. We're doing what we think we're supposed to do, or we're doing what just feels comfortable in that moment. But if you grow yourself daily, then you're not really doing what feels comfortable in the moment. You are doing what's going to get you to your best and highest self. And so each month, I want us to collect. I mean, we could talk about this daily, but that'd be a lot, right? So let's talk about it monthly. Let's at least address it monthly and say, what did we learn this month? So ask yourself, what did you learn in September? I'll tell you what I learned. So, one of the most important things that I learned in September was that having a small team is good for me. Now, when I say a small team, that's relative, right? But for us right now, a small team is like 4, 5 people tops. Now, there have been times we have as many as 10 people, um, but it's really not necessary. And what I also found is that I need specific types of people to work with me. And there is an idea that you can like grow yourself daily means that you're supposed to work on your challenges or the things that you're weak at. No, that is not our philosophy here at Presidential Lifestyle. And when we talk about grow yourself daily, we mean whatever it is that where you're strength, where you're strong, like your zones of genius, the things that you really want to implement in your life, that's where you grow. That other stuff you delegate. Now there are people who will disagree with me and say, "Oh, you need to be working on the things that trouble you or make other people irritated by you." F that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that shit. Like you do not have to work on the things that other people don't like about you. That is not important. You work on the things that you don't like about yourself. And that's what's important. Now, I've been knowing that for a really long time. I mean, really long time. I think I was born knowing that. But in September, I learned that having a small team is good for me because then I don't have to necessarily worry so much about whether the people on the team can handle me because I'm a particular type of person. Like, for instance, I wanted to start this video with me singing September from Earth, Wind, and Fire. I just forgot to do it. So let's do it. Do you remember? Oh, shoot. I forgot the words, but you get what I'm saying. No, you don't. You're probably too young to even remember that song, but Google it, look it up. September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. But it really doesn't have anything to do with this video. It's just that it was about September and that's a theme song. Moving on. And you see what I'm saying? I'm a particular type of person. Like my humor is certain way. I have a lot of good ideas quickly. So whatever I thought of yesterday, if we have a meeting on it, I'm totally doing something else the next day. That totally frustrates people unless they can handle that, or they can handle me. And they're like, no, Kanae, this is what we said yesterday. This is what we're doing. That good idea you have, we'll do that next week or the week after that or whenever it is appropriate. But right now, we're sticking to the plan. That's what I need on my team. So, okay. So we got that down. That's what I learned. Moving on. I also learned, and this was a huge lesson. I mean, huge lesson. Now, I am on top of my health. But what I'm not on top of is saying no when somebody around me is sick and they want to hang out. I'm like, well, I'll just, you know, keep my distance or wash my hands or make sure I overdose on my vitamins or something. But no, I have to set boundaries. If somebody is sick, we can't hang out. We just can't. It just can't happen. It's not a thing. It's a deal breaker. And when I say this, I mean even family, like my own grandchildren. If they're sick, I cannot babysit. Like I am a public figure. I serve the public, which means I have to be at my best 100% of the time, or at least do the things that I can control. And that's one of the things within my control. I can say, no, I'm sorry, I can't hang out, or I can't come over, or we have to cancel our meeting, whatever it is. If you're sick, stay away from me. Now, I do a lot to keep my immune system up, but there is one challenge, like kryptonite kind of thing for me, which I have to work even harder on. And so, if I'm traveling, if I haven't been on top of my health, then that one place I'm going to be really vulnerable. And it's likely that that's what's going to trigger me. I'm around someone who's sick, or if I've been stressed, or if I've just been, kind of lazy on my health. But where I will not be lazy, even if I forget to take my vitamins or my adaptogens, where I will not be lazy is to set boundaries and say, no, we cannot hang out. And if some people will say, oh, that sounds mean. Um, it sounds responsible to me. So moving on. That's all I have to say about that. But I think you should put in the comments what you learned in September, and then I'll tell you about my new message. That is something else I learned in September. And can you see the smile on my face? Like it felt so good to learn this. But like I said, I'm going to give you some field work, and part of it is to write in the comments what you learned. But I think you need to be thinking about it first. So go ahead and start thinking about it. Maybe something I said will jog your memory. If not, that's okay. I'm used to inspiring people. I'm sure I've inspired you, especially today. But if you can hear my voice is a little crackly, this is how I learned the lesson about staying away from people who are sick. So, inspiration. My new message is all about trust and confidence. Now, there's so many things I can talk about as a therapist. I mean, so many. But the two things that I do that are in my life without any effort, like zero effort, I don't have to do a lot to get people to trust me. Most people trust me. Now, I'm not saying every single human being on the planet that I meet will trust me, but because I am my true authentic self, and I'll break down exactly how you can get people to trust you more and all of that later. Excuse me, but I am recording this live, no editing. So pardon the cough. But I am my true authentic self, and I smile a lot. So people typically trust me. I'm going to pass a lot of the lessons that I've learned, clarity I've received on how to get people to trust you onto you as well. But I'm also going to talk to you about how to trust yourself, because that's going to help your confidence. And I'm going to talk to you about the reason why you don't trust yourself. And that's important too. From there, we're going to dig deeper into your confidence, because confidence is everything. Well, that and gratitude. But gratitude is just part of our conversation. It's not the top of our conversation. It's part of our 10 steps to control the controllable. So we always talk about gratitude, but confidence is what it's about 21 steps to get to confidence, but the 10 control the controllable ones, and gratitude is one of them. Anyway, that's way too much information. I'll break it down later. I just want you to know that my message is getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and I'm falling in love with it. And if it's something that resonates with you, I'd love to connect with you on it and talk to you more about it. So you can go ahead and tell me in the comments if that is something you'd like to talk more about. But you can also be sure to connect with me through either social media, like here where we are now, right? Share this video, like it, follow it, make sure that we're connected on whatever platform you're watching this on, but also on TikTok. This is a great place to follow me because I post more often on TikTok. The other platforms I might post once or twice a week, but I try to post almost every day a little tidbit, a little tip, maybe a little trick that you can do to get people to trust you more, to have more confidence, and just to have an overall um, better life. Really, that's what it boils down to. I mean, is that not what you want? Just to have a better life, be happy, and you want to do it on your terms. Well, I am a genius on doing it on your own terms. So that's what I'm going to share with you. And as I wrap this video up, I just want to say that if you do want to connect, like on a deeper, more meaningful level, then you want to go to presidentiallifestyle.com/guide is how you pronounce that. GYD. So it stands for Grow Yourself Daily. And we call it guide because you want to become your own guide. Again, I'll explain all of that as we go because this video is mostly about why it's important to grow yourself daily and what you learned in September. So I'll recap. I told you what I learned. One, having a small team is good for me. Two, setting boundaries around my health. When people are sick, we cannot hang out. Oh, big lesson learned. I mean, so much clarity from that lesson. Um, Three, my new message. My new message is so juicy. It resonates so much with me. And those are the top three things I learned in September. Now I'll tell you, oh, one more thing I learned in September, this is just a little bonus, was that I do not have to make decisions for my whole entire life or my whole entire business or whatever, right? It's like I can make a decision for today just because I have enough information to do that. I do not have enough information to make a decision for this whole month or this whole year or my whole life. I cannot tell you how much better that made me feel. Like that relieved a lot of stress. Like today, I'm making a decision for today. Why? Because that is all the information I have to make this decision. And when I collect the data to make a decision, I need to have the right information. Well, I don't have enough information to make a decision for next year or the rest of this year. All I have is enough information to make a decision for today. So that's what I'm going to do. That was a little bonus, but I like to see in the comments what you learned. And I'd like to ask you to join me this next week and the week after that and the week after that and share this video with somebody that you know who likes personal growth. And then I'll see you again soon or sooner, right? Because you can watch another video and then that means we see each other again. All right. So that's it for today. What else would you like to talk about? You can put that in the comments too. And I'll see you on TikTok. Have an awesome Monday.